Hi everyone, Simon here from Married to Reselling. Welcome back to the channel. I've got a video today about FBA, how to do FBA. It's not going to be too many screenshots and stuff like that, just about the process, kind of really from start to finish. We're UK resellers in case you are new to the channel. So we buy from charity shops, auctions, and we sell on eBay and Amazon mainly. So I've just made this box up for FBA. It's 15 kilos. And it's got games, DVDs and books inside. So I'm going to show you really from start to finish how I went about getting that done. Just going to put this one away. So what I tend to do first, we've been sourcing, you'll have seen in the last video, that was some of that stuff's already going out and the rest I'm starting to prepare now. So what I do first is I'll weigh 15 kilos of stock, which is basically this lot here and these bits here. That's 15 kilos. You can send more to Amazon, but for the size boxes I have, that one's a bit smaller that I've just shown you because it's got some heavier stuff in it, books and what have you. The boxes that I have, the FBA boxes, they're 60 centimeters by 45 by 45, something like that, which is 24 by 18 by 18 in inches. So I'll weigh out 15 kilos of stock. That's a nice good weight, keeps the shipping charge to £4.47. It's easy to handle for one person as well. You don't have to put heavy item stickers on, which you would. Oh look, there's little Snoopy having a roam around. He's so good at weeding. Him and Luna pull out all the weeds. I just need to teach them how to eradicate the molehills. Anyway, so I've got 15 kilos, and then there's a chance that some of these aren't going to be complete. There's sometimes a chance that Amazon won't take them for whatever reason. And also if something's too big or too heavy, I think I should be okay. But if not, I've got a little pile of backups here. So for example, if this can't go, I'll weigh it. So that could be, say, a kilo, and then I'll just weigh something else, find something else that's a kilo down here and replace it. So that's how we're going. So the first item I'm doing is this game, Accentuate. You might have seen this before in our haul videos. It's very basic. Now actually, when I decided that I'm gonna make this video, I just started. I thought, no, I'll make a video. So what I've done so far is just taken the tape off that the charity shop had used. Now, if I think I'm able to peel it off without leaving a trace, I'll do that. If not, I'll just cut it and leave it neatly. Unfortunately, I thought I was gonna be able to get it off without a trace, but a tear started happening, so I cut it and stopped. Bit disappointed that happened, but it's a used item, so I'll check it's complete. Now, something like this, usually with cards, I'd bind those up with a elastic band if they were just sitting loose in a box, but I don't need to do that because they're held in by the top of the box. Now, one thing I'm looking for is the contents, so to find out what should be in here. Here we go, the rules. So it is there looking like a card, so I can just check here. Not on there either. It's a good start, isn't it? I'll show you another one in a minute. But what I could do now, because I've sold this before, I know this is complete in terms of black cards, white cards, a dice and a timer. But what I could do is go online and just double check that the contents are what they say they are. Now, next thing I'll do with this is use my sticky circles. I get these from Kite Packaging. They're really cheap. You can get them from Amazon as well, but I found that Kite Packaging are the cheapest. 1,000 for, I don't know, a few pounds. Now this is a bit of a funny one because, you know, I'm not going over a corner. So I might choose usually to polybag this if I feel like this seal isn't going to be enough. So I've just stuck one sticky circle on each corner. Now if there was a lot of weight in here, a lot of things pushing around, I would probably put that in a poly bag. Got all sorts of different sizes. If the opening is over 5.5 inches, it has to have the safety warning on it. If it's under 5.5 inches, for example this, then it doesn't need to have a safety warning on it. Done. So next thing I need to do is list it on Amazon. I'll pop up a screenshot. I've got it's a wired gun. I do have a nifty, and I love this. I've shown it before in a video, but this is a finger scanner, so I can Bluetooth this straight to the laptop or to my phone. It's great when I'm out sourcing as well. It just means that you're not having to point your phone at stuff. If you're scanning barcodes, you can just have your phone in this hand and just literally be scanning away. It's a really, really good tool. If you want to have a look at it in more detail, the link is in our link of tools and resources in the description of this video. So that one's done. So I'm just going to list it. I always list on the desktop. There's very few times when I'll list on the phone, but very occasionally I'll scan the barcode on the Amazon seller app and list it straight from there. So just select my condition, and then I need to select my price. Now I can see what prices are already there. So I've got one new from $26.99 and there's two used available from $24.98. So I'm going to select, I'm going to match the used price basically. It's going to end up dropping while they're available for $26.99 new. It's less likely that you're going to sell it used for, what's that, £2 and a penny less. But I'm going to match it to start with and let my repricer get that price down later once it's been sent off and checked into Amazon. Now this is a new box here. It's literally only been around for a couple of days, and this is where you're adding a list price, and it's if you know like the RRP of the product. Now I'm not getting involved in RRPs. Most of the things that we'll list are sort of harder to find or whatever, and we'll be selling them way above the RRPs, even for used. Not always, of course, but you're instructed to put a 0 in there if you don't know the RRP. And even if I did know it, I don't think I'd be bothering to put it in. I'll put my quantity. Now, if I was the only person selling this item used, or if I was selling it new and I was the only person selling it new, I'd put a quantity of 0 for now. By the way, there's lots of ways you can do FBA. You can add stuff to the shipping plan as you go along. I'm doing it the way that I like to do it. So what happens is if I get interrupted, items are already for sale as seller fulfilled. Later on, I'm going to convert them. But if I only list a couple of products today, something happens, I have to go out. It means stuff is for sale. And then at the moment that I want to send it into FBA, I convert it to FBA and create a shipment and off it goes. So it just means doing it this way, stuff is for sale in the meantime. Country of origin, this requirement's just been around for around about 6 months, I think. So I'll look at the product, and this product is conceived by Scousers, designed by Mancunians, constructed by the Spanish and promoted by the Cockneys. So Spain is what I will be selecting for country of origin. Condition type, it's used. I'm going to say it's used very good. I'm very careful about condition notes. I don't like to oversell things. We've got a nice handy grime wipe. These are fantastic, and again the link is in our video. But these are very, very good for general kind of cleaning, whatever you might be cleaning, whether it's ceramics, anything at all. They're lovely and wet. I do also always have a handy roll of kitchen roll because I don't want anything sitting wet, so just give it a little clean if it needs it. I don't tend to clean a lot, to be honest, but you know, I do want things looking as good as they can. Used good, used very good is kind of what you want to go for. Other people might select used like new because they think it's, you know, it looks all nice and shiny and everything, but really to me that is over egging the pudding. So I'm going to go used very good on this one. And I have a standard sort of copy and paste for all conditions. So this one I am just stating 100% complete, minor wear to box from storage, condition is used. Now that kind of covers everything. Minor wear to box from storage, you know, just the odd little dent and whatever. Not really much. 100% complete is very important. And again, I state condition is used because I think it's important just to point that out in the condition note. A lot of customers now shopping on Amazon are seeing used items in the featured box, whereas before you used to be only be able to get the featured box if you were selling new. Now it's used, so there are people buying used stuff that don't realise they're buying used, so it's extra protection really for me as a seller that it says condition is used there, because that will go onto their packing slip and onto their order details, so you can always point them to that if they question it in future. Because we've got dogs, I have cardboard down on the floor, fresh piece of cardboard, just offcuts, so anything I'm putting on the floor doesn't have any chance of getting dog hair on it or anything like that. The dogs don't really come in here, they like it out there or downstairs with their mummy. So yeah, we're going to list that one. So that's that one listed. Next up, Trivial Pursuit DVD. This one cost us $3.99, which if you saw the sourcing video, you will already know that. Whether you remembered that or not, I'd be very impressed if you did. Now again, I've got tape round here. You can just feel often by the type of cardboard that's in your hand whether these are going to peel off clean or whether they're going to start to tear. I feel this is going to start to tear. I can hear it, I can see it going. Yeah, so I'm not going to go any further with peeling that off. I'm just simply going to cut it. Somebody's already had a go at it and it's already coming up, so I'm going to cut that as well while I'm here. This sort of stuff always takes a lot longer when you're filming it. It's usually a bit of a quicker process. But here's the lid. I'm going to slide that over there out of the way for now. Got the instructions so I can see the contents here. I'm going to check the board, make sure it's clean. Got my grime wipes if not. Whoop. You know, people rest their drinks on boards and stuff like that, don't they? But that looks lovely and clean. I would want to send it out as I would hope to receive it. So the board's nice, obviously check the black parts as well, could always give them a wipe. If not, just put that to one side. The DVD, critical for a DVD game. There it is. Check the condition while I'm here, looks lovely. Really doesn't look like it's been played. And then I've got cards. Now, the content says 300 question and answer cards. Now, in these cases where they're just all generic cards, I'm not going to be counting them. I've never had a customer say, you know, there was only 299 cards or 2,399 cards or whatever it might be. So, you know, I'm happy with that. But of course, where you've got games like Monopoly or Cluedo or anything like that, where there's like chance cards, community chest cards, mortgage cards, you know, where it really they do need to all be there, weapons and all that in Cluedo, then obviously they'll be checked. In the case of generic question cards, I won't count them. A nice little holder is here. So I've just bound up my cards into 3 piles. We've got the card holder, 4 scoring tokens. There they are. We've got Snow White, Buzz Lightyear, Bambi and Mickey Mouse. 2 dice, so 1 Mickey bonus dice, which is this one at the bottom, and 1 standard dice, and then 24 wedges. Quite often in Trivial Pursuit, there's always a spare, and I will not supply the spares because the instructions state that there's 24, so I'm not going to be giving any more. I'm going to need spares at some point. I've got 5 purple, 5 blue, 5 brown, 5 green, 5 orange, 5 yellow. So I've actually got 30 there, and I'm only meant to have 24. So I am going to take those spares out and put them aside, and hopefully they will come in handy in the near future. Zip bags are really important when you're doing games, I think anyway. I do throw away old ones, but I want it to look fresh when the customer gets it. Okay, so they're all in there. So that, in line with the instructions, is complete. Next thing I'll do, if you get these plastic trays, I'll always give them a shake out. I've got a bin next to me, I'll give them a shake, and then I'll use a dry cloth just to wipe it around. Sometimes you get, you know, cat hairs and what have you, so, and I'll do the same with the inside of the box. So I'm putting it all nicely presented the right way up. That is our completed item there. Put the lid back on and making sure that everything is the right way round, because there's nothing more frustrating than that. Looks very, very amateur. Very occasionally I'll seal one up just as I'm doing now with the sticky dots, and then I'll realise stuck it on wrong, and in that instance I'm so particular about it that I will cut the sticky tabs open again and turn it round and stick them back on again. You know, how important is that? Well, it's not really going to improve your sales, but obviously that customer experience is kind of nicer, isn't it? I'm going to list this one as well. So now is time to list it. So I've scanned the barcode, and what have we got? Here we go. So we're selling it used. I'm going to say used. Very good, I think. I would prefer it not to have the remnants of the old taping on it, but ultimately your listing will appear higher if it's a better condition. So although I don't like to over condition something, I want to be honest about the condition, but it is in pretty good condition. So I'm going to say used, very good. Also, I've got a bit more competition on this listing. There's 7 sellers, so I do need that little bit of edge. I won't list at the cheapest price on this one because I'm just going to let the repricer bring it down to match once it's all booked in and ready to go. Again, the RRP I don't know. I'm going to list 1 in this case because it's not like I'm the only seller, so that is fine. Country of origin sometimes takes me a while to find these. Hasbro ones are, or Parker, it's Parker and Hasbro, isn't it? Yeah, they're usually pretty easy to spot. It's just there, made in Ireland. It's very interesting actually when you do this to see where things are made. I had 2 from Finland today out of 23, in Israel, so all sorts. And then I'm popping my, so I've got used, very good, popping in my generic condition note, and that one is done. So I've got quite a few more to do. I'm not going to talk through all of them, so I'll probably just pop some time lapse on, and I'll see you again in a little bit when I'll be looking more at what I need to do on Amazon next. And there we have it. There's that's 15 items checked. It's about average for games, 15 kilos, 15 items, kilo an item. Yeah, pretty pleased. I ran into a few issues, and I wrote some stuff down while I was going that I wanted to mention to you, so I'll run through that in a second. The family fortunes, one of them was missing instructions, and I knew the other one would have it, which is here, but I forgot to put it in. So I've sealed it up. I've got to unseal it and pop that in there. Everything else was pretty straightforward. There were a few things missing instructions. Now what I can do, I'm going to talk about this in a second, is download instructions online. But for now, for speed, I just wanted, if anything was missing, anything took extra work, I just grabbed something else and moved on. So I'm going to show you in a minute how to process it on the laptop. It's very straightforward. I'll run through it really quickly. It's just pressing buttons. A lot of people I think are kind of worried. All you're doing is you're listing your products, then you're declaring that those products are going in a box off to FBA. Amazon gives you the labels, the label template, you print them out, put the labels on the products. They identify those products then as your products when you send them in. And that's it. UPS come take them away. In terms of the actual shipping plan process, that is it. No one from Amazon's coming around checking your office, making sure you're doing things right. Nothing like that. People are scared of Amazon. Don't be. It's very straightforward. I'm going to show you how to do it, and you'll see that it's just a very straightforward process. And obviously the more you do it, the easier it gets every time, the quicker it gets. So a few things that I wrote down that I wanted to talk to you about quickly. Well, I've got them here and they're in no particular order. And the first one is where cards might be missing. Now I just wanted to clarify, if it's question cards and there's hundreds of them, I don't check them. But basically anything that's missing that affects gameplay, that's the important thing. Then those are the things that you want to try and get hold of, buy them on eBay, or declare. Now if it does affect gameplay, you need to state what it is, because there's a big difference between, you know, a key card that you might be looking to collect, like a get out of jail free card in Monopoly, over a token where, you know, it's just a race to collect the most tokens. You know, one token won't necessarily make a difference to the game, it will just shorten it by that little bit. So that's really that. What I wanted to say about that is, okay to sell stuff with missing parts as long as you declare them, declare whether it affects gameplay, and if you can find that part, it'll often be worth it for, you know, £1 plus post or something like that. The next thing I wanted to talk to you was about pricing. Now quite often you'll scan something on Amazon and it'll say it's £400 used or something like that, and you get really excited, and it's great. And obviously there are things that sell on Amazon for £400 every second of every day. But when I come across a used game where there's a high price, 70, 80, £100, maybe even higher, I will sense check that price on eBay. So I will look that product up using the barcode and also the text description search to sense check that price. And if something's on Amazon for £100 but it's selling on eBay for £15, I won't be pricing it £100 on Amazon, because I do want to sell that product. And where there's a difference like that, you're very unlikely to, and the chances are that product does not command that price. The demand isn't there to warrant that high price. So I might go somewhere in between the two, or just a bit higher than eBay, say 50% higher than eBay, something like that. But I wanted to make that clear. One thing I often forget to do is peeling off the charity shop stickers. Now thankfully I do remember in the end before they go off, but just remember to take off those charity shop price stickers, any gift aid stickers, anything like that. You do not want products arriving to Amazon customers with $2.99 from Cancer Research on them. So just double check that you've done that. And the charity shops do choose to put them in some funny places, so have a good look around. I talked earlier about removing tape from boxes and making sure that the box is all nice. I would recommend checking that the contents of the game is there before you start peeling tape off, before you start peeling charity shop stickers off, before you start cleaning the box. Because in the circumstance where the game isn't complete, you've basically wasted that time making the box all nice. Now it's something that I always forget to do. The minute I've got a used item, I just want to start cleaning it, taking labels off, things like that, and then I have to remind myself, well, there could be nothing inside this box, so I need to get on and check the contents and do this afterwards, because if it's not complete, wasting my time completely. Instructions. Get a few things without instructions. I'd say probably rules and instructions is probably the most common missing part, I would say, thinking about it. Yeah, rules and instructions. So if you just go on Google, if you're looking for, I don't know, Family Fortunes, just type Family Fortunes board game instructions PDF. Companies like Hasbro, they do have a lot of their instructions online, and they do put them as PDFs, which means they're easily printable. If you can't find them, there's a website called Board Game Geek, which often will describe how a game is played, and that can be enough just to copy that text, print it onto a plain Word document and print it out, and in your condition note just state that the instructions are printed from online, they're not original, and they're just a basic guide, something like that. And that will be good enough. If you get a game without instructions, don't be disheartened, don't think, well, I can't sell that now. You will find the information you need online, and you can put some sort of printed version in there and declare that. Another thing to look out for is if the box has been taped on corners. And what I mean by that is if the box has previously been taped, or you've had to tape it on a corner, anything like that. Declare that, just say it's been neatly taped on one corner, on 3 corners, whatever. Just make sure you declare that, I think that's important. As you saw, the condition note, I'll state generally minor wear from storage. I might say minor wear from storage and age if it's an old item. If something's really quite tatty, and I have got something here which is dingbats, and it is quite, you know, you can see it's pretty tatty. So I've listed this as used acceptable, which is the lowest grade you can go, but also I've said significant wear. Instead of minor wear, I've said significant wear. So I just changed that word. Sometimes I'll say wear and tear. But if you've got those saved in a Word document, it's very easy, don't have to think about it too much, just copy and paste. Always remove batteries from products. There's a couple of reasons for it. Safety being the number one reason. You don't want batteries being transported on your behalf if you can help it. There's too many things to go into in that, and declare on the condition note 3 times AAA batteries required, not included. Now if you've got the small LR44, like the small round batteries, which are often housed behind a screw, take them out, pop them in a little bag and just say batteries are included but will need changing, with 3 little round batteries which people don't, I guess, have laying around the house. So if they are there and they're working, you could pop them in a small bag and just state that they are included, but don't have them housed in the game itself, so that they can't corrode or cause any issues. Obviously those batteries are in the news a lot, children swallowing them and stuff like that, so you've got, you know, you really got to think about that carefully. But I would say, as a rule, don't ship with batteries. Whatever you choose, just make sure you make it clear so the customer knows what to expect. If you are providing batteries, which I'm not recommending to do, make sure you say that they're for testing purposes only and they should be changed, so that if for any reason they arrive and they're not working or whatever, you know, you've covered yourself there. Box openings. So if you've got a toy or a game with an open front, I would recommend popping this in a big poly bag. I've got big ones here. I can't remember the measurements, but I think it might be 3.5 inches or 2.5 inches. So if you've got an opening where you can access the toy or game or whatever, Amazon require that that be covered up. So big poly bag, I'll put it in a poly bag, I'll tape round to keep it nice and secure. And the final tip that I wanted to make sure I mentioned is, when you're checking products, take out the insert and everything out of the box. Make sure that you've explored every area of that box. I can't tell you how many weird and wonderful things we've found in secondhand toys. Often they are things that you do not want arriving with your customer. So won't go into that anymore, but make sure you're pulling out the insert, giving it a shake out like you saw me do. Who knows, there could be cash in there. So make sure you're having a proper look, thoroughly going through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure you know exactly what is being sent to your customer. I've listed all my items. I'm going back into my inventory and I'm just selecting everything that I want to put into the shipping plan. There's 15 items, so there should be 15. Oops. Going in there. There we go, yeah, action on selected 15. So I'm going to drop that down, convert to fulfilled by Amazon. Here they all are. So it says Amazon barcode, and that is because we need to identify that these items, when they arrive with Amazon, are mine, and that just confirms they're currently fulfilled by merchant. Then I convert and send inventory, very important. I'm converting and sending the inventory, not just converting it to FBA. So it just confirms the 15 items. Oops, and it's 1 of each. I'm just going to hit continue. This is real time. This isn't sped up. Okay, prep guidance. So Amazon will ask, should something be in a poly bag? Should it be wrapped in glass, bubble wrap if it's glass? You have to declare how you're packing. Now with our stuff, it's no prep required. And I'm just putting that in all of them, but you can choose. Sometimes it will require you to put in perforated packaging and it will tell you just there. And that depends on what people have said before. So the Ashes box set always says it should be in a poly bag or taped, interestingly enough. And it already is sealed. So it just means where they've had issues with products before. So I'm now printing the item labels. I do them 27 per page. I just use a normal laserjet printer. You can use thermal labels for this. I just haven't got it set up for that at the moment. So I'm just printing them, you know, just on 27 per page, standard labels. I'll just select the right one, and there we go, and those are printing out now. So let's just confirm with 15, they're all going to the same place. It says -1. Now, if I had something oversized or too heavy that it wanted to send somewhere else, it would create a next line there, and I'd need to decide. I'd have to take it out of the box and ship it separately. What I'd actually do in that circumstance is remove it. Then I'm working on the shipment there, and I'm using the Amazon preferred carrier, which is UPS. Everything is going in one box, and the box weight is 15 kilos, 60 by 45 by 45. That's just the box size I use. It tends to be big enough for most of my shipments. I have had smaller ones. If I'm sending 15 kilos of books, that is a lot smaller than 15 kilos of board games, but that's the size I use. So it's telling me here that this shipment is going to cost me £4.47 from UPS, and I'm just accepting the charges there. Thermal printer. So this is the box labels for the outer package that you can see there on the screen. And there is my labels. So one is the UPS label, one is for Amazon to scan in my goods. Alright, so they're printed, and it's going to complete the shipment down on the bottom right hand side. At that stage, it's done. I've got my tracking reference there. It's for UPS. So I can now just go on the UPS website and book a collection just like this. You can also call them up. I don't really know why anyone would bother with that when you can do it online. But they are good if you need to book them. I mean, I say that, I don't actually. If you need UPS for anything else, it can be a bit tricky. But generally, I recommend UPS. So you can just schedule your parcel collection. You pop in your tracking that you've received off Amazon, and it just confirms that it's all paid for. No further payment is required, which is always good. And that is that. That is done. That is how to do an FBA shipping plan. So now I've created the labels, as you've seen, and so that's the item labels and the shipping labels, the UPS label and FBA label. These are the item labels. It's time to just stick the labels over the barcodes of the products and get them in the box. So the important thing to bear in mind is that any barcode should be covered up. Really critical, because if this barcode isn't covered up and when your stock arrives with Amazon, this code gets scanned, they won't be able to assign it as your stock. These codes that you've printed out are very, very important, and it's important that they cover up whatever's there. So there we go, Family Fortunes board game. So we're just going to stick that straight on there. Next up is the Hex Bugs, whatever it is, and I'll just pop some time lapse or whatever in for the rest. I tried to time lapse that, but I didn't press record. Anyway, it was just me sticking labels on boxes. One other thing to mention is sometimes games will have, or books or anything, will have more than one barcode on them. So just take a single label and cover it up. This process is for used items. If you're selling new items, sometimes Amazon won't always require your FN SKUs. I won't go into it. The FN SKUs are the labels. I won't go into the reasons for that. Amazon is such a huge subject. I'm just trying to keep it to, from start to finish, how to do an FBA box. Of course, there's variables in there. There's always going to be special circumstances that you might face or questions that you might have along the way. The help pages on Amazon are there, YouTube videos, all the rest of it. So there's my box, 610 by 457 by 457. So basically 24 by 18 by 18 inches. Just got to pack them in, pretty straightforward. I'll try and match up things of the same size to make it neat and tidy. One thing I do regularly, as I'm sort of fitting the puzzle together, putting things in the big box, I might put something aside and think, oh, I'll put that on the top at the end. That's a big mistake, because so many times I've fully sealed the box up and then looked around and found an item that I've forgotten to put in. So I'm working on that. I mean, it's just a great start. Look at that, how uniform they are, all the same size. There's a book I'm putting aside. Remind me to put that in. Oh God, I nearly forgot. And there we have it. That's all in. So what I'll do now is just put some void fill here. These boxes are great because I can cut here. So the box will be a bit smaller. It doesn't matter if I've already put the measurements in. Obviously, when doing anything like this, you want to be as accurate as possible. But if the box that arrives at Amazon is 6 inches smaller than you said, that is not going to be an issue. There we go. One big box. So finally just got to stick my labels on. One is the UPS label and the other one is the FBA label. So when it arrives at the FBA warehouse, the Amazon warehouse, they know it's mine. Standards are that you stick the labels on the side, not on the top of the box, and never over creases. The reason you put them on the side is so that couriers and Amazon can stack boxes on top of each other without hiding labels. There you go. I guess if you didn't want anything stacked on your box, put your label on top. Maybe that'll stop that from happening. That's it. That is one FBA box, 15 kilos, 15 items, £4.47 to ship to Amazon. UPS are coming today to pick this up. Really good profit on those items you'll have seen if you've seen the haul video. If you haven't, check it out. I'll try and link it wherever it is. So I guess I should say at this stage, that's how we do it. There's other ways to do FBA shipping plans. You can do them via an upload in a spreadsheet. If you've got lots and lots of items, multiples of the same item, if you've got lots of different boxes full of different things, lots of ways to do it. But that is from start to finish how to do 15 kilos of used toys, games. There was a book in there. It doesn't matter what you're selling, the process is pretty much the same. As I said, if you've got new items, you may not have to put the stickers on the items. That's Amazon's discretion and they will let you know during the process. Once you've got the items listed in your inventory, 10 clicks, something like that on the FBA shipping plan and you are done. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Look out for more videos. We've got lots coming out to you. We're working hard to get good videos with lots of information and we really appreciate your comments and likes that we've had on our previous videos. If you've got a question, pop it in the comments below and we shall answer it as best we can. Take care, bye for now.